You just opened Finder on your new MacBook, and instantly it feels like chaos. Folders everywhere, things missing, and you're wondering if switching to Mac was a mistake. And instead of feeling like you've upgraded, you're already stressed. I get it because I've been right where you are. But here's the good news. By the end of this video, Finder will feel like a perfectly organized closet. Everything labeled, everything in its place, and zero stress when you need to grab something fast. And honestly, you'll wonder why you didn't switch to Mac sooner. Today, I'm going to walk you through 10 crucial Finder setups that will save you time and sanity. Hi! Think of this as a step-by-step guide from a friend who's already done all the trial and error and is now just handing you the shortcuts. And the best part, you'll go from feeling like a beginner to navigating Finder like a pro in no time. This is Soft Switch, where we make Apple aesthetic, simple, and stress-free. Let's jump straight into it. Finder might look like just another app on your Mac, but it's actually the backbone of your entire system. It launches the moment you log in, and unlike other apps, it never really quits. You can close the windows, but Finder itself is always quietly running in the background. Think of it like the foundation of your house. You don't see it all the time, but everything depends on it. Here's a trick I recently learned. Right-click the smiling blue Finder icon in your dock. A quick access menu pops up with shortcuts to places like desktop, documents, or downloads. It's like having your most used items neatly lined up on a shelf. One click and you're exactly where you need to be. And if you glance up at the top left corner of your screen, you'll see Finder in the menu bar. That's your master control drawer. From here, you can open new windows, adjust preferences, empty the trash, and even reveal hidden tools like the status bar and path bar. But here's the catch. While the menu is powerful, it's not always the fastest way to get things done. Macs are full of smarter shortcuts, right-click menus, and toolbar tricks that make managing files a lot smoother. And that's exactly what these 10 crucial Finder setups are designed to give you. So let's dive into the first setup that will save you time and sanity. And if this video is already making Finder feel less overwhelming, make sure you like this video so more people can find it, and subscribe for more Mac tips that actually make your setup simple and stress-free. To open a Finder window, just click the smiling blue Finder icon in your dock, or you can press Command plus Space Bar, type Finder, and hit Enter. The first crucial Finder setup that will save you time and sanity is customizing your toolbar. That strip of icons at the top of your Finder window might look plain right now, but once you customize it, it becomes your personal control center. Here's how. Right-click anywhere on the toolbar and choose Customize Toolbar. When you do, it's like opening a tray of hidden tools you didn't know you had. You'll see icons like View Options, AirDrop, New Folder, Share, Delete, Quick Look, Tags, Path, and more. And the best part, you're not stuck with Apple's default layout. You can drag icons around to rearrange them however you like, or even add spacer blocks to create clean little sections. If you're someone who likes things tidy and aesthetic, this is where Finder really starts to feel like yours. Now, the ones I personally find most useful are Path. So I always know where I am in my folders. View, quick switches between list view, grid, or columns depending on the project. AirDrop, one click to send files to my iPhone, iPad, or a friend's or family's Apple device. New Folder, because creating folders should never feel like a chore. Share, to quickly send documents without going through menus. Delete, because dragging files to the trash isn't always the fastest way. But here's the thing, you don't have to copy me. You can fully customize your toolbar to match your workflow. If you work with tags a lot, add that. If you're always previewing images, keep Quick Look handy. Think of it like styling your vanity. You decide which essentials sit on top and which stay tucked away. Your toolbar should reflect what you reach for most, not what Apple decided for you. One quick thing, if you're still figuring out what the 10 first things are that you need to set up on your Mac after switching from Windows, then make sure you check out this video I created called Switching from Windows to Mac is Easier Than You Think. right after this one. It walks you through the absolute essentials so you don't waste time guessing. The second crucial Finder setup that will save you time and sanity is customizing your sidebar. The sidebar is that column on the left-hand side of Finder, but most Macs come with it cluttered or not set up for your actual needs. Let's fix that. Here's how to do it step by step. Go to Finder in the top menu, click on Preferences, then click on the Sidebar tab, or use the shortcut Command plus comma to open Finder Preferences instantly. Once you're in the sidebar settings, you'll see a list of options you can turn on or off. Things like desktop, documents, downloads, pictures, AirDrop, iCloud Drive, and shared. Here's a key one, your home folder. This is like your main folder on Mac. It's the closest thing to my documents on Windows. Inside it, you'll find all your basic folders: downloads, documents, pictures, music, movies, and desktop. Now here's where the sidebar becomes powerful. You can add your own folders simply by clicking and holding any folder, then dragging it into the sidebar. This works for personal folders like work projects or family photos, but it also works with folders from an external drive. So if you're editing photos or working from an external SSD like I do, just drag that frequently used folder into the sidebar for quick one-click access whenever the drive is connected. Finally, declutter by unchecking anything you don't use. If shared, tags, or AirDrop aren't part of your routine, remove them. A clean sidebar is like a clean desk. Everything feels calmer and easier to manage. The sidebar is your command center. Think of it like your everyday tote bag or purse. You don't put everything you own inside, just the items you reach for constantly. That way, everything important is right there, ready when you need it. If this tip helped you set up Finder in a way that finally makes sense, drop a comment below with which folder you're adding to your sidebar. I'd love to see how you're setting it up. The third crucial Finder setup that will save you time and sanity is turning on the status bar and the path bar. When you first open Finder, the window looks very minimal, almost too clean. If you're coming from Windows, you're probably used to File Explorer showing a lot more details, like the number of items in a folder and the path of where you are. On Mac, you don't see those by default, but you can easily turn them on in seconds. Here's how. Go to the top menu, click View, and then select Show Status Bar. Now, at the bottom of your Finder window, you'll see the total number of items in that folder and how much space they're taking. This is exactly like in Windows Explorer, when you could see the file count and size at the bottom of the screen. Super helpful when you're cleaning up downloads or checking how much storage your photo library is using. But here's a bonus most new users miss. The status bar shows how much space the contents of a folder take, but if you want to see the size of the folder itself, you'll need to enable it. First, make sure you're viewing your files in List View. Click the list icon in the toolbar. Then go to View, Show View Options, or press Command plus J, and check Calculate All Sizes. This option only appears when you're in List View, because the View Options menu changes based on how you're looking at your files. Next, go back to View on the top menu and click Show Path Bar. This adds a breadcrumb trail at the bottom of the window, showing the full path of where you are. In Windows, you'd usually see this at the top of File Explorer as the address bar. On Mac, the path bar at the bottom works the same way, and it's clickable. That means you can instantly jump back to any parent folder in that path instead of hitting back multiple times. So if you've ever felt like Finder doesn't give you enough context compared to Windows, these two options solve it. With the status bar and path bar turned on, you'll always know exactly where you are and what's inside your folders, just like you did on Windows, but even more intuitive and with more flexibility once you know all the possibilities Finder has. The fourth crucial Finder setup that will save you time and sanity is mastering, copy, duplicate, move, and knowing how to work with multiple Finder windows and tabs. If you're coming from Windows, you're used to the classic cut, copy, paste workflow. On Mac, the logic is slightly different, but once you know the shortcuts, it's actually smoother and more flexible. Here's the breakdown: how to copy a file. Select the file, press Command plus C, then paste it with Command plus V. This makes a duplicate in the new location while keeping the original in place. How to move a file, Windows cut and paste. Copy it with Command plus C, then use Command plus Option plus V. The file disappears from the old location and lands in the new one. No duplicates left behind. How to duplicate a file in the same spot. Press Command plus D, great for keeping a backup of a template before editing. Now, here's where Finder gets really efficient. Sometimes you need two places open at once. To open a new Finder window, use Command plus N. To open a new Finder tab, use Command plus T. You'll find both options in the top menu under File, but shortcuts are way more efficient. Tabs work just like in your browser. You can keep downloads in one tab, documents in another, and drag files between them. Or, if you prefer the side-by-side view, two separate windows make it easy to drag and drop. Here's a pro workflow. Let's say you're moving a set of downloaded project files from Downloads into your organized project folder. Open Downloads in one tab, your project folder in another, and drag files across. Quick, simple, and organized. You can also combine dragging with modifier keys. Hold Command while dragging to move the file. Hold Option while dragging to create a copy. Once you get used to these, managing files feels faster than Windows. Instead of constantly hunting through menus, you'll have shortcuts, tabs, and windows ready to keep your workflow fast and efficient. The fifth crucial Finder setup that will save you time and sanity is using Search effectively. If you're switching from Windows, you're probably used to File Explorer Search, which usually just looked at file names. On Mac, Finder Search is much more powerful. It can look inside documents, filter results, and even create smart saved searches that keep updating automatically. Here's how to start a search. Click the search bar in the top right corner of any Finder window, or use the shortcut Command plus F to open a dedicated search window instantly. You can also get there through the top menu, then File, then Find. The moment you type something, Finder begins searching. By default, Finder usually searches your entire Mac, not just the folder you're currently in. You'll see two options appear right under the search bar. This option searches everything on your computer. Folder name, this option searches only within the folder you started from. If you want the behavior to match Windows Explorer, which typically searches only inside the folder you're in, make sure to click the folder option each time, or change the default setting. Go to Finder, then Preferences, then click on Advanced. When performing a search, choose Search the current folder instead of this Mac. This small change makes Finder search feel more predictable and focused. Now here's where most people stop, but the real power is in the filters. Just below the search bar, you'll see a small plus icon on the right. Click it and you can add advanced filters such as kind. This on limit results to PDFs, images, audio, or videos. Date created or date modified. This narrow results to a specific day, week, or month. File size is perfect for tracking down large files that are eating your storage. Name, contents, or tags. These filters refine by exact file name, text inside documents, or custom color tags. Example, you're looking for a presentation you worked on in April but forgot the name. Search presentation, then filter by date, modified April. Suddenly, you're looking at 5 files instead of 500. Here's the best part, you can save searches as smart folders. Once you've set your filters, click Save just under the search bar. The smart folder appears in your sidebar and automatically updates. So if you make a smart folder for all PDFs edited this week, it'll always show the current results without you having to search again. And for multitasking, use Command plus N to open a new Finder window while searching, or Command plus T to open a new tab. That way, you can drag search results straight into an organized folder without losing your place. This feels like having a personal assistant with a photographic memory. Once you learn to filter and save smart folders, you'll never waste time hunting files again. The sixth crucial Finder setup that will save you time and sanity is batch rename. If you've ever had to rename dozens or even hundreds of files, you know how painful it can be. On Windows, you could select multiple files, rename one, and it would number them sequentially. Helpful, but limited. On Mac, Finder gives you a much more powerful tool, Batch Rename. Here's how it works. Select the group of files you want to rename. We'll cover selection tricks at tip number 9. Right-click on them, then choose Rename X items. When the Batch Rename window appears, you'll see 3 different ways to rename your files. Replace text. This option lets you swap out part of the name that's already there. For example, if you have 20 files called Report Draft, you can replace the word draft with final, and instantly every file is renamed Report Final. Add text. This option adds extra text to your file names, either at the beginning or the end. For example, if you have a set of vacation photos, you could add Paris to the beginning of each file name. So IMG001 becomes Paris IMG001. Or if you're organizing recipes, you could add favorite to the end. So chocolate cake becomes chocolate cake favorite. Format. This option gives all your files a brand new naming system. For example, if your photos are called IMG_4521, IMG_4522, you can rename them all to Vacation Photo 1, Vacation Photo 2, Vacation Photo 3. This is so much more flexible than Windows. Instead of being stuck with File 1, File 2, File 3, you decide the exact naming system. The 7th crucial Finder setup that will save you time and sanity is using Undo in Finder. If you've ever made a mistake while organizing files, don't panic. On Mac, just like in Word or other apps, you can undo almost anything with Command+Z. Here's what it works on in Finder. If you move files into the wrong folder, press Command+Z and they'll jump right back. If you rename something and instantly regret it, Command+Z restores the original name. Even if you batch rename 100 files and realize you don't like the result, you can undo the entire action in one step. And here's something even better. Finder remembers multiple steps. That means you can undo not just your last action, but the one before that and the one before that. It's like having a time machine for your file organization. If you go too far with undo, don't worry. Just press Shift plus Command plus Z to redo your last action. So you have both rewind and fast forward at your fingertips. Pretty amazing, right? If this gave you peace of mind, hit like so more switchers can discover how easy Finder can be. The 8th crucial Finder setup that will save you time and sanity is learning the right way to delete files. On Windows, deleting a file usually meant sending it to the recycle bin. On Mac, it's similar, but with a few extra tricks that make it more flexible. Here's how it works. Command plus delete moves a file to the trash, just like sending it to the recycle bin. Command plus Option plus delete permanently deletes the file immediately, skipping the trash. Perfect for files you know you'll never need again. To empty your trash manually, right-click the trash icon in the dock and choose Empty Trash, or press Shift plus Command plus delete. But here's a setup that makes life easier. Go to Finder, then Preferences, then click Advanced. Check the box that says Remove items from the trash after 30 days. This makes your trash self-cleaning. Once you know these shortcuts and settings, deleting becomes effortless. You'll never run out of space just because you forgot to empty the trash. The 9th crucial Finder setup that will save you time and sanity is mastering file selection. If you're switching from Windows, you're probably used to holding Control to select multiple files or Shift to select a range. The good news, it works almost the same on Mac, just with the Command key instead of Control. Here's how it works in Finder. To select multiple individual files, hold Command and click on each file. Perfect when you want to pick specific photos out of a big folder. To select a range of files, click the first file, hold Shift, then click the last file. Everything in between is selected automatically. Great for grabbing an entire group in one go. To select all files in a folder, press Command plus A, quick and easy when you want to move or rename everything at once. Select almost everything, but not quite. Do Command plus A to select all, then hold Command and click on the few you don't want. This deselects them, much faster than clicking one by one. The 10th crucial Finder setup that will save you time and sanity is creating new folders with shortcuts. On Windows, you'd right-click and choose New Folder. On Mac, you can do that too, but there's a faster way. The shortcut is Shift plus Command plus N. Or go to the top menu, then File, then click New Folder. Here's the nice part. As soon as the folder appears, its name is already highlighted, so you can start typing the name immediately. No extra clicks needed. If you need multiple folders with similar names, create one, then duplicate it with Command plus D and rename the copy. Much faster than making them one by one. And of course, you can drag folders into your sidebar like we covered earlier for instant access. Compared to Windows, where folder creation always felt like an extra click, the shortcut on Mac makes it instant. And when you start building consistent folder structures, Finder becomes a system you can actually rely on instead of a messy dump of files. And since you stuck with me to the end, here are 3 quick bonus tips. And if you found value in this video so far, don't forget to like it. It really helps more people like you find these Mac setups. These are the little Finder tricks most Mac users don't even know about. But once you do, they'll make your setup even more organized and, of course, more aesthetic. Bonus tip number 1, link online documents in Finder. Drag a link from your browser into a Finder folder. It creates a shortcut file that opens right to that web page. Perfect for keeping Google Docs, Notion pages, or class notes together with your local files in one place. Bonus tip number 2, quick look. Select any file and press the spacebar for an instant preview. You can flip through photos, skim PDFs, or check a video without fully opening the app. Super fast, super easy. Bonus tip number 3, aesthetic customization. Right-click a folder, then get info, and then paste an image onto the icon to change its look. Or in view options, set a folder background color or photo. This makes Finder feel less like a boring tool and more like your own styled workspace. And that's it. You now know the 10 crucial Finder setups that will save you time and sanity. And feel free to go at your own pace. Pause the video, playback sections, or use the video chapters in the description to jump straight to the tip you need. Finder will make more and more sense the more you practice. And if you want to keep all the shortcuts from this video handy, I've made you a free Finder shortcuts cheat sheet. It's a 1-page guide with every shortcut we used in this video, ready for you to download and keep nearby while you're learning. The link is right below in the description. Make sure you grab it so Finder feels easier every time you sit down at your Mac. And if you're still struggling with setting up your Mac after switching from Windows, I made a full beginner's guide called Switching from Windows to Mac is Easier Than You Think. Watch that one next. It will walk you through the transition step by step and save you so much frustration. And before you go, let me know in the comments, which Finder setup did you find most useful, or which one do you wish you had known earlier? I'd love to hear your experiences, and I know other new Mac users will find them helpful too. And of course, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my next new to Mac essentials that will make your Apple journey aesthetic, simple, and stress-free.